The other day, I had a very interesting point or question brought to my attention. This young lady, I could tell she was struggling with whatever's going on at work, and she asked me, Todd, how do I have a challenging or difficult conversation with my boss? Like, that's a great question. Let's sit down and talk about it. And I had my input. Unfortunately, I didn't have Google in front of me like I do now, but I hit most of these main points, and I'm going to go over these with you because this is such a simple thing that we are all challenged with at some point, because you can take it beyond just having that difficult conversation with your boss. You can use these same talking points with having a difficult conversation with anybody, okay? But your boss is a little more challenging because you report to this person. So let's go to Google, find out what they have to say. To have a difficult conversation with your boss, ensure proper timing, be clear and direct about your concerns, active listen to their response, focus on solutions rather than blame. That's a good point right there. Maintain professional and respectful demeanor. Yes, being respectful will always go a long way. Be professional. Don't focus on pointing blame and fingers at other people, because that's not going to end well for you. It just doesn't. It doesn't get the traction the rest of these bullet points would if you implement these. Let's check these out. Choose the right time and place. Yes, there's a time and place for everything. And in a team meeting is not a good time. Prepare your points. Be prepped. Ready to rock and roll, right? So that you sound like you know what you're talking about. Start off positive. In fact, I would always say be positive as much as possible. People like to talk to positive people. People who have a positive personality. You may be fuming inside. Don't let it show. Don't let your cards show. Be direct and honest. I know I appreciate when people tell me stuff that sometimes are hard for me to listen to. But I do appreciate when they're honest. That goes a long way. Tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. You guys have heard that before, I'm sure. Use those active listening skills. Nod. Show good that you're paying attention. Good eye contact. Lean in. These are all great active listening skills that I talk about in my communications class. Yes. Focus on solutions. Yes, that's what I want. I want a solution to this. Let's focus on that. And if the discussion starts to veer off, you want to steer it back to focusing on the issue at hand and finding a solution to it. Maintain composure. We kind of already talked about that. You don't want to get upset. If you start to get upset, you need to end. You need to disengage. Seek common ground. Yes. Think of their perspective. And a lot of people fail here. They really do. They don't put themselves in the other person's shoes. They don't see other perspectives. Find that common ground, all right? And then, of course, summarize key points. I get it. But the one thing that isn't mentioned in here, and this is something that I always focus on, and I kind of started going there when I gave myself promotion about communication. Communication is the biggest aspect of dealing with difficult people, interacting with people, building and cultivating long-lasting professional relationships. And that's what this is. This is relationship building. But you gotta have that communication. You gotta have open dialogue between you and that other person. If you don't, then all of this stuff is just window dressing. It's gonna be very difficult to have that discussion with your boss or anybody else for that matter. So what I would suggest is go ahead, look it up. You see what I have in the header. Have a difficult conversation with your boss. Go ahead and look that up and digest this. It will help you in the future when you do have this issue pop up. If you want a little help on that, go to bellcomtraining.com. Check out my communications class. It discusses all of this kind of stuff that we face on a daily basis, because it all comes down to communication. All right, that's enough for today. You guys have a good one. Hopefully, I'll see you in class.